It's another speed build. Today we are doing a double wide manufactured house, and it was originally built in the world of Chestnut Ridge, the one we got with the horse ranch pack. It was built on the lot where the Cozy Corner house is, which is a 20 by 20 lot, and it is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, and it comes in at 77,757 simoleons. So this is a double wide manufactured house. Some people call them trailers, but the correct terminology is manufactured house because trailers are the older ones, I think 1970s or before, and anything after that has to meet specific HUD standards, so they're called manufactured housing. But I wanted to do a more modern, new manufactured house because usually when people do builds for these type of houses and or trailers, they do the really old looking, dirty, broken down looking houses, and I wanted it to look like they bought a brand new one and plopped it here on this property in just, the last few years, or this year even. It's one of the shorter double wides though, because I couldn't get like a full floor plan for my following the same floor plan as my reference photos because of the 20 by 20 lot. But I really liked this lot. I liked the thought of it being out there just in the middle of nowhere in Chestnut Ridge, not close to all of the other horse stuff or anything. They're just out there doing their thing, not having horses, I guess. I don't know. But I had a lot of fun building this one because it was something a little bit different than what I usually do. And this is my first time building in Chestnut Ridge. I haven't built in this world yet, which I enjoyed. I'm trying to branch out from my favorite worlds, which would be like building in Brindleton Bay or San Sequoia. I do build a lot in not Willow Creek, but the other one. I guess this is a running theme in my videos. There's at least at one point when I'm talking to you all that I can't remember what I'm trying to say. Like, it just kind of escapes me. I don't know, maybe that happens when you get old. Whatever. I really enjoyed this kitchen though, because I was excited to use the new base game counters and cabinets that we got. And I really love the new swatches on these. The colors are so pretty, and they're so much more modern than the swatches on some of the other base game counters and cabinets, especially a couple of them where you have like the really weird colors. But I'm thinking I'd like to do maybe some kind of build that does use the fun color cabinets, like the magenta ones or something. I think that would be interesting. Also, I think I'm going to try to... I tend to do blue. Blue is a color I use a whole lot. And I don't know if that's because blue is my favorite color, or if it's because the swatches in The Sims 4 kind of lean towards using blue. I've noticed that blue is the majority of the swatches. You've always got a blue swatch on almost everything, especially all of the base game stuff in Sims 4. But I do think it is just a me problem because I love blue. And I especially love a blue kitchen. My actual kitchen in my house is blue. And blue and white. So this is like loosely inspired on on my kitchen and the colors in my kitchen. But I think going forward on my builds, I want to try to get out of my comfort zone and use different colors, more colors, colors that I don't particularly like, but other people might, so that I have like more variation in what I'm doing. But the kitchen came together pretty quickly. It was very straightforward as far as the layout of the kitchen, following the reference photos that I had. I made the kitchen super simple. And I know you don't get to see this laundry room really well. It's so hard getting good views on PlayStation when you're building. I have a lot of difficulty with that. And I used to switch it to the Sims 3 camera mode sometimes for building, but I don't know. I couldn't. I never played The Sims 3. I played the first one, and then I played the second one for a while, but not as long as I played the first one and all the expansion packs for Sims 1. So I'm not in the group of builders that prefer the Sims 3 camera because that's what they were used to. So I don't know. Maybe it is easier to get down in there and see things. I think it's just a console thing where you can't get as close in there when you're trying to do things in build mode. You can't get right down in there and see what you're doing. And the biggest issue I've had with that is a lot of times, and I won't even notice them until I'm looking at the screenshots, a lot of times I'll have floating things from like raising stuff up to fit it on a surface, and you don't even notice it until you're in the screenshots because you can't get down in there and see it when you're in gameplay or when you're building on console. So my thought for what family would be living in this house is, I'm thinking that, I don't know if you caught it in the kitchen because I didn't really show me doing that part of the decorating, and it went by really fast. But there are pet bowls in the kitchen, and there are little muddy paw prints in the laundry room coming in the back door. So my thought was that this is a family with a teenager, and they have a dog, but the teenager really, really wants a cat, and the teenager is very obsessed with the cat, and they've turned this little office area into their gaming room. But also, with most manufacturer houses, your biggest issue is not having enough storage space, not enough closets, not enough areas to store things in. So they've got to share their little gaming room area with some basic storage, and that's why I put the bookshelves there, and the clothing rack and the shoes in the little gaming room area. And then I decorated the bathroom there to be mainly the bathroom that the teen uses, but also anytime you'd have guests coming over or whatever, that would be the bathroom they were using. So I tried to keep it kind of like pretty and neutral. It didn't, and clean, not very cluttered. So it doesn't, necessarily reflect the fact that a teen is using that bathroom. But also, the teen's room really isn't that cluttered either, as far as, what you would think of a typical teenager room. So maybe they just, maybe they like to keep things organized and clean. I was weird when I was growing up. That's the way I was as a teenager. I like to keep things organized and clean and clutter-free, and I'm still like that. And I'm very much a minimalist in my own house when it comes to decorating and things, for two reasons. I am older. I am Gen X. I grew up in the time where there was clutter and just stuff and knickknacks and tchotchkes and just baskets of things on the ground, just everywhere in every inch of your house. And it gives me anxiety. I like things organized, and I like things put away, and it gives me anxiety for things to be cluttered like that. So I'm very much like that now that I have my own house and I'm older. I'm very much a minimalist when it comes to decorating. And then the other reason why I'm a minimalist is because I'm lazy and I don't like to dust. So less things on shelves and less decorations sitting around means less things that you have to dust. So there's that. So I don't know, but I was a weird child. I very much liked things organized and clean, and I was very much one of those weird kids where like I would buy toys but I wouldn't play with them. I would keep them as collectibles. Like I had a whole lot of Barbies that I never took out of the boxes, and that I just kept them up on a shelf, and I like to just look at them in their box. And I don't know why I did that. And the same, I did weird things with stickers too. I never wanted to use a sticker on anything, because once you use that sticker, it's gone. You know, it's stuck to that thing, and you can never have it ever again to do anything else, and it'll eventually get thrown away because it's stuck to that thing. So I had just envelopes and envelopes of stickers that weren't used when I was a child. But also another weird thing that I did growing up as a teenager was I had a Band-Aid collection, because in the mid-late 90s, it was the big craze of starting to make Band-Aids with graphics on them, all different kinds of printed Band-Aids. And for some reason, I really got into collecting Band-Aids, and I would take off the backing of the Band-Aid and stick it into one of those little photo albums, you know, the smaller size ones that would fit in your purse or backpack or whatever. And I did have a Band-Aid collection, so I guess that was kind of odd. Maybe that was kind of like having a sticker collection. I don't know. The outside, this landscaping, I do apologize in advance. You get to see a little bit of me putting down the debug stuff to fit it into the rest of the environment. But for the most part, all of the terrain paint got cut out. I don't know. It didn't record. I don't know how that happened. I do apologize. I'm sorry. But this is it. This is the double wide manufactured house. Thank you so very much for watching this video, joining me today. It has been play tested. It has no CC. We've got some screenshots of it coming up. Here we go with the screenshots. pyxiedusted on the gallery if you want to download it. And I'll see you again next time. Bye, everybody.